Do you want to invest in tax delinquent properties? Have you ever thought to yourself you might need an attorney or a lawyer? Well, if you do, you'll definitely want to hear this. Stay tuned.
Hey, welcome to today's video, everybody. This is Ted Thomas, the Tax Lien Certificate and Tax Deed Authority. And today, Ted's going to be sharing his opinion on whether or not you need a lawyer to purchase a tax delinquent property. So, Ted, you've been teaching people how to buy tax delinquent properties for over 30 years, and obviously you're still buying properties yourself. Do you need a lawyer to purchase a tax delinquent property?
Well, everyone thinks real estate's complicated and difficult. So let's keep this super simple. No, you don't need an attorney or a lawyer to purchase at a local county property tax defaulted auction. For hundreds of years, the governments have been selling these properties. When I say selling them, they're auctioning tax defaulted property in order to take that real estate and collect the back taxes and return that property to the honorable tax roll. All right, so you don't need an attorney for the government to do that. So the objective of the auction is, one, the local county wants to get revenue. Number two, they want to return the property to the honorable tax roll. All right, so think it out for a little bit. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. Years ago, a lot of people at the auction, they weren't especially educated. They didn't go to a lot of schools. So guess what? They couldn't read and write. So this is a simple process. The government's confiscating. The government's going to resell it at the best price they can get, and you can get involved in it, and you don't need a lawyer or an attorney.
So just to be clear, Ted, you can research a piece of property, do all your due diligence, and bid on that property, and you don't need a lawyer to do it.
You don't need a lawyer to buy a property at a tax defaulted auction. Now, some states are going to require people use an attorney to buy and sell real estate property. But at tax defaulted auctions, we're not doing regular real estate. We're in an environment where all 3,000 counties have an obligation to take defaulted property, try to collect them, whatever's due for back taxes, and then try to get those properties back onto the honorable tax roll. So that's going to take place. No attorneys required to be at those auctions. You can go there yourself, and all the research information that you want to find out is at the county public records. The public records are just exactly that. They're public. You can go there and research anything on any property in your county, and you can do complete due diligence and know the value of the property, the minimum bid, what kind of property is. A lawyer is not necessary.
Well, could you give me a scenario that may exist where you would advise somebody to get the help of a lawyer during the process?
Well, I'm not negative on lawyers, attorneys, whatever you want to call them. I'm not negative at all. I mean, you do want to have, as part of your team, you'd want to have a skilled, experienced attorney helping you do things. For example, let's say you did buy a property from the local treasurer, and now but you go there and there's someone still in it. Well, the county's already told the people, get out of the property. But what if they didn't get out? Well, then you'd have to do what's called an eviction. Well, an eviction isn't complicated, but you and I can't do that. So then you would hire a skilled attorney to do one that's done evictions before, and they would send the necessary notices to the people. People get the notice. If they don't get out then the attorney would see to it that the sheriff went and got them out. So there would be a perfect example. That would probably cost $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 to do that. But the point is, you didn't need that to buy something.
Well, what kind of assistance could an experienced tax sale lawyer provide to help you with the research of property?
Oh, well, an attorney could really help you on the research. Many attorneys actually own title companies and have experience at all the verbiage that goes on title documents and things like that. So they could help you. But nowadays, what most people do is they just use a title company. And what they do at the title company is say, look, after I buy the property at auction, I want to get a title policy to sell it to the next one. But an attorney could sure help you with that. So I'm not negative on hiring skilled attorneys to help you out, because you're going to need help. You're not going to know everything there is to know. So you want someone like that as part of your team. But keep in mind, the county has a situation where when they're buying a property, they don't know anything about it. It could be a worthless property. When they're selling it, it's still just as worthless. But the county's just using a number, and they're basically repossessing that property, and then they're putting it out. If anybody wants to buy it, they can. But if it doesn't sell at auction, the county will retain the value of that property. So what if you bought that property and it had other liens on it? Well, you'd want to research it and know that. Well, an attorney could help you do that research if you wanted to, but most of it you could do yourself.
Hey, Ted, if somebody watching still wants to hire a lawyer to help them, just because maybe it's their first tax deed purchase, how much can they expect to pay for the assistance of a lawyer?
Oh boy, when you start paying attorneys, you're talking about real money. So a typical attorney could charge $250 to $500 an hour. People that actually go to court and they call themselves trial lawyers, those people could charge $1,000 an hour. So it could be very expensive. For example, if you buy a property at a tax defaulted auction, you'll ultimately have to get what's called a quiet title to make sure that there's no other liens on the property for the next buyer. All right, so a quiet title could cost $3,000 to $5,000. All right, and that assumes it's not contested in any way. An eviction process, as I said a few minutes ago, could be $1,000, maybe even $2,000 or $3,000 to do an eviction. But if the attorney has to go to court, then they're going to have to charge you more than that. So none of it's cheap when you hire an attorney, that's for sure.
Hey, if you have any questions for Ted, well, that's what the comments section below is for. Just go on down there, leave your question, and you will get an answer. Now, on your way down, you may see that there's a link in the description column, and that's for a special free gift that Ted has. Ted, tell us about this free gift that helps people know where auctions are happening and when.
All right, here's the serious thing. Looking for property is a challenge, all right? Now, what you could do was what we did 30 years ago. We would drive to the location where it was going to take place, get the list, go out and drive and look at the property. Today, we live in the world of the internet, and the counties have finally all come online, and the counties are giving us a lot of information. So what you can do is you can go right below me, and what we've done is we've created electronic mapping system and auction calendar, and you can just move a cursor, and you can go to the state, and that will take you and tell you how many auctions are taking place in that state. And then from that, you can go county to county and see what properties are available. So that's all right below me, and you can go there and do that now.